Okay, so let us begin the class. Okay, so so this is the last chapter with concern with the C programming language. Okay, so that means like basics of C programming, what we can call. So, but still, if you go in depth of C language, still we have some other things like embedded C programming for electronics engineering students. Okay, and also modular programming for them. So VLSI design and all. So we have many branches of C. So when it comes with computer science subject, like to learn C++, Java, further programming languages, further high level programming languages. So if we learn till pointers, it's enough. Then we can move to the C++ and Java. Okay. Okay. So we will consider this chapter today. So the chapter name is pointers. Okay. Let me increase font size. Okay. So first, let us look at the definition. So what the definition says, and some some history of pointers. History in the sense, what are pointers actually? Then again, we should have some background knowledge of variables. Then we will again move to the pointers. The pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. So here the meaning of address and variable we will learn. Okay, in coming topics. So the definition says pointer means it is also a variable. Okay. So as we have learned the concept of variables. So when we look at the term pointer, so this is also a variable. So sometimes we call pointer variable and sometimes we call pointer. So both are one and the same. So if you are calling pointer or pointer variable, both are same. Okay. So our definition says pointer variable is a variable which stores the address of another variable, or we can say which stores the address of data variable. Okay. So another variable means a data variable. Okay. So that means here we have to consider two variables, pointer variable and data variable. So I will explain in detail. Okay. Pointers are one of the strongest but also one of the most dangerous features of C and C++, because, for example, uninitialized pointers, okay, or pointers containing invalid values can cause your system to crash. So, because generally this is C programming, if we learn, uh, it, it deals more with system programming. System programming in the sense, in depth of hardware things. Okay, sometimes I don't know people had a lab or not. So even to run a motor, we can write a C program. Okay, DC motor, AC motor, and all. So we have in such a way that, okay, that means more with hardware things we deal with C programming. So in such a case, so if we use pointers concept, so what they are telling, an uninitialized pointer or pointers containing invalid values can cause your system to crash. So you should be very careful in writing pointers program which involves pointers. Okay, pointers when used incorrectly cause bugs. Bugs in the sense errors. Okay, that are very difficult to find. Okay, so you should be careful in writing pointers program. So when okay, so this is all about definition and features of pointer and all. So some background knowledge we will have. Then we will go again with the pointers concept. Okay, so background knowledge in the sense here. See, when we declare a variable, two things are associated with a variable. Okay, so that means, so let us recall the variable concept. So variable is a name given to the computer memory location where value is stored. Okay, again I will tell you, variable is a name given to the computer memory location where the value is stored. Okay, and we can access that value, we can do some operations with that value. Okay, or we can say variable is an identifier which stores a value. Okay, so when we create a variable, so which are the things associated with that variable? We should see the two things. That is, one is value, another one is address. So whenever we create a variable can be of any type. Let it be of int, float, character, or double, any type, or even it can be an array, or it can be a structure variable, any type of variable. So two things will be associated. That is, one is value and another one is address. So in this diagram you will come to. Okay. So you see here, if we consider like 64K RAM, 64 kilobytes of RAM memory, So if you consider 64 kilo means here 1024 bytes. 64 into 1024 bytes. In that way, we can consider. I think you people know about a little bit about memory. Okay, so let us recall it. Okay. Okay. I hope you people know. Just once again, we will discuss. So one bit means it is either 0 or 1. So this is one bit. Okay. So one bit is equals to either it can be 0 or 1. Okay. So if I say 8 bits, okay, so it is nothing but 1 byte. 8 bits equals to, sorry, 1 byte. Okay. So if I say 1024 bytes, okay, so it is nothing but 1 KB. Okay, let us stop up to here. Still we have, but let us consider this much. So if I say such 64 KB, 64 kilobytes of RAM, so we can consider like 64 into, okay, 1024 bytes, because 64 kilobytes means 64 into 1024 bytes. So approximate value I can say 65536. Okay, this much value I will get it. Okay, that means 65535 bytes. If I talk in terms of bytes, 65535 bytes. Still, if you go like that, like if I say 1024 KB is equals to 1 MB, that is megabyte. Again, 1024 MB is equals to 1 GB. Okay, now we will talk memory in terms of GB, right? So if you each one, if you calculate in terms of bytes, you have to do it. Like if I say 1 MB is equals to 1 into 1024 kilobytes, again into, sorry, kilobytes, again into 1024 bytes. So this much, when you calculate, you will get it so much amount of bytes. Okay. So much amount of bytes we will get it. That is 1 MB is equals to 1 into 1024 into 1024 bytes. Okay. So this much amount of memory we will get it. So similarly, if I say 64 KB, 64 kilobytes, 64 into 1024 bytes, that means 65535 bytes. Okay, fine. So now we will consider this much amount of memory to deal with pointers. So if you consider that RAM, 64K RAM, nowadays we have RAM 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 12 GB RAM in that way. Okay, let us consider 64 kilobytes of RAM. So if we consider in that way, we will get the value, as I said, 65535 bytes, right? 65536 bytes. Okay. Now, if the location starts from 0, like an array, okay, if the location starts from 0, so we will end at 65535. I hope you people can understand this concept. If there are 10 values, if I say start from 0, you will end at 9. So 0 to 9, if you count, it will be 10. If there are 20 values, if I say start from 0, you will say 0 to 19. So that 20 values are there. Similarly, if I say 65536 bytes are there, if you start from 0, we can say up to 65535, because we are starting from 0. If you start at 1, it will be 65536. So out of this memory, you just consider this variable int n. Okay. So int is a data type, n is a variable name. Okay. Now, as I said, whenever variable is created, two things are associated, right? So here I have given in the diagram, see, address part, one is address part and another one is value part. Two things will be associated whenever we create a variable. So here n is a variable. For n, we have the address part and value part. And this n will be assigned randomly. It's not like we have created variable n, so it should assign first to 2 bytes, that is 0 and 1, or 1 and 2, not like that. Randomly it is assigned by the computer. Okay. And here, for you people to understand, I have given the address in decimal format. Actually, hexadecimal format it will be there. So hexadecimal format in the sense like it will be like this. So if you say 1 2 3 f a b like that, okay, something will be there hexadecimal format. Now let us understand quickly. So we will take it in decimal format just for our understanding. Okay. Now if you take variable n, so let us understand it is assigned like 25,001, 25,002. So when we talk in terms of memory, we will say 25001, 25002, 2 bytes of memory. For integer, 2 bytes of memory will be associated. So this is about variable knowledge, that is background knowledge. Before we go to pointers, that means whenever we create a variable, two things are associated. One is address part, another one is value part. Whatever the type of variable it can be, but two things will be associated. That is, one is address part and another one is value part. And when you consider address part and value part, you just consider this example variable n. So for variable n, you can consider two address parts, that is 2 bytes of memory, 255, 25001, 25002. So it's for 2 bytes for integer. So we should consider two locations here. Okay, 25001, 25002. Okay. So next, see, to find the address of variable n, the unary operator, that is the address operator, symbol name is ampersand. If you want to call in terms of operator, then you should say address operator. Symbol is ampersand. This is the ampersand symbol. It is used. If we use ampersand symbol, we can get the address of this variable n. For example, the address of variable n is ampersand n. First you write the symbol, then variable name, you will get the address value. Okay, this is how we can get the address value from the memory. Okay, value we don't know. What value computer has assigned, we don't know. Actually, address also we will not come to know unless and until we display. Here, for understanding purpose, I have taken 25001, 25002. Unless and until we display in the sense, if we write in case of C language printf statement, in case of C++ COUT statement, unless and until we write in printf statement, we will not come to know. Okay, when we write in printf statement only, we will come to know what address it is to, because it is displayed on the screen. So when we write in a printf, it is displayed on the screen, then we will come to know. Okay, so whenever we deal with examples, just we can assume some address and we can just keep on doing that example. Okay. Okay, now you see, now we'll come to the pointer concept. Okay. So this screen I will make it little bit big, but people can. Okay, look here. Let us consider two variables n and p of type integer. Okay. So I have taken variable n and I have taken variable p. See, apart from integer variable, floating point variable, character variable, double variable, so another two category of variables we can define, that is data variable, pointer variable. These are the two types we have to define if we want to go with the pointers concept. One is data variable, another one is pointer variable. Okay. So data variable is also called as just variable. Okay. Pointer variable is also called as just pointer. So whenever I say variable, we can understand like it is a data variable. If I say pointer, it is a pointer variable. Okay. So data means here value. Okay. So for data variable, that means data, meaning of data is value. Okay. So two variables, one is data variable and another one is pointer variable. Okay. For data variable, you can call it as variable. For pointer variable, you can just call it as a pointer. Okay. Now, so as I said, when you create a variable, some address is assigned, some address is stored here. If I want to store this address in another variable, so you have to understand this concept. If I want to store this address in another variable, then we need another variable, right? That another variable is nothing but a p. See, in this previous example, I have taken only one variable, n. Now I am taking one more variable because I want to store this address in another variable. So till now, till pointers chapter, we have not touched the address part of the variable. I hope people are getting this concept. We have not touched the address part of the variable. Only we were dealing with the values. You consider any chapter from introduction to C++ till functions chapter, we have considered only value part of the variable. We have not touched the address part. Now what we are doing, we are just taking the address part in consideration. So if I want to store this address 25001 or 25002, because out of 2 bytes, 1 byte it will show on the screen. Okay. If I want to store 25001 on the screen, sorry, to be stored in another variable, then I have to consider one more variable. So I have considered here two variables, n and p. So n, about n we know already. About p we will discuss now. So now, how to get the address of variable? That is how to get the address of data variable by considering the symbol, right? Ampersand symbol. Okay. Now just concentrate on the sentence. I am storing address of variable n in p. Again, I will tell you address of variable n in p. So from which variable you are copying, write that variable on the right hand side. To which variable you are copying, write that variable on the left hand side. Okay. So this is the formula to just to remember assignment statements very easily. So I'll write it on the notepad. You just follow this formula. 2 is equals to from. That means from which variable we are writing, from which variable we are copying, that we will write it on the right hand side. To which variable we are copying, that we will write it on the left hand side. Now I am considering n and p. So in these two things, from n I am storing in p. From n I am storing in p. So from means I am writing it on the right hand side. 2 means I am writing it on the left hand side. From n means whether I am storing value or an address. I am trying to store an address. So to store an address, we have to put ampersand symbol. Okay. If I don't put ampersand symbol, it will consider value part. So you have to be careful. If you don't put ampersand symbol, it will consider value part. If I put ampersand symbol, it will consider address part. Okay. Now address of variable n I am storing in p. So when you are storing address of variable n in p, so this p becomes pointer variable. So we have to know which one to be called as pointer variable and which one to be called as normal variable. Normal variable in the sense data variable. So when you look at the statement, you just see what you have written in the right hand side. So we have written in the right hand side ampersand n. So you call this n as data variable, and left hand side you have written p. Call this p as pointer variable. So address of variable n is copied into variable p. So we have two variables n and p, out of which address of variable n is copied into p. Okay. So now we can define the pointer. So what is a pointer or a pointer variable? Pointer or a pointer variable is a variable which stores the address of another variable. It's very simple definition. From this concept only we can define pointer or a pointer variable is a variable which stores the address of another variable. So here another variable is n, pointer variable is p. So p is storing the address of n. So only in the definition they are telling pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. Okay, or pointer variable is a variable which stores the address of another variable. So for another variable, instead of calling another variable each time, we can say data variable. Okay, so we have two variables here, pointer variable and data variable. Pointer variable stores the address of data variable. Okay, so I think you got it. Okay, so now we will move here. So just look at this screen. So see, I have taken two variables and with memory representation. So variable n and variable p. For both, two things are associated, address and value. Okay, so just listen carefully here. For both the variables, two things are associated, address and value. You look at the variable n memory representation, address part is there, value part is there. You look at the variable p, address part is there, value part is there. And for n, 2 bytes of memory is there. For p also 2 bytes of memory is there. Because we are considering both are of type integer type. So n is also integer type, p is also integer type. So in pointers, this rule you have to follow. You take the combination of two variables. One is data variable and another one is pointer variable. Both should be one type variable. If you are considering n as floating point type, consider p also float type. If you are considering n as character type, consider p also character type. Okay. So here we are considering n is an integer type, p is also an integer type. So for n, 2 bytes of memory is there. For p, 2 bytes of memory is there. For n, address part and value part is there. For p, address part and value part is there. Next step we will move. The next step is you consider the statement. P is equals to ampersand n. Okay, before we go to statement, one more thing I need to tell. Out of these two parts, address part and value part, address part we can display and we can copy. So just listen this sentence, very important. Address part we can display and we can copy, but we cannot change. So this is most important. Address part we cannot change. Only we can display and we can copy, because address part is assigned by the compiler. So we will not assign the address part. Whereas value part we can assign. So we can assign, display and change. That means we can store our own value and display it and can change it and can modify it. But address part cannot be assigned by us, cannot be assigned by the programmer. Address part is taken by the address part is assigned by the compiler automatically when a variable is created. So when variable will be created? When this type of statement is executed, that is int n. You are looking at this example, int n. When these type of statements are executed, variables are created. At this moment only address part is assigned by the compiler automatically. Okay, so we cannot change the address part, only we can display and we can copy from to another variable. Okay, so with this background knowledge, now I am copying the address of n into p. So when you are copying the address of n into p, see here you observe, in variable p we have address part and value part. So when you are copying address of n into p, so to which place you have to copy, that is the question here. Because whenever you copy the value, some space is needed, right? If you want to copy the variable's value, some space is needed. So in p we have two parts, address part and value part. Out of these two parts, as I said, address part we cannot change, only leftover part is value part. So in value part, this address will come and sit. So that is, see, in variable n I have taken 100,000 and 1001, two bytes. In p also I have taken 1000 and 1001. Actually I would have taken a different value. So by mistake I have written, let it be, don't worry. So actually whenever you create, whenever we keep on creating variables in a computer program, address will be assigned differently. That means, see, for n it is already assigned 1000 and 1001, right? For p at least it will assign 1002 and 1003, not same. So here I have written 1000 and 1001, let it be, later I will change it. Okay, so let us consider here some different addresses there. So both address part are assigned by the compiler automatically, right? So we don't have rights to touch this address part, right? So if I copy the address of n, so where it has to copy? I said address part we cannot touch. So 100% it will come and sit in the value part. So in value part of p, address part of n will come. Again I will tell you, in value part of p, address part of n will come. So when address part of n is copied into p, out of 2 bytes we can consider 1 byte. So 1 byte it is copied and it is displayed on the screen. So with 1 byte only it is enough to deal with the pointers. Okay, so here p is equals to ampersand n, meaning address of variable is copied into p. So whenever it is copied, it is not copied in the address part of variable p, because address part we cannot change, only in the value part it is copied. So when you consider p, in value part address of n is copied. So this whole diagram, in simple words what we can say is, p is pointing to n. Whenever we say address of n is copied into p, you can say p is pointing to n, or p is said to point to n. Okay, if you just write this diagram, we can understand we are using pointers concept here, that is address of n is copied into p, so we are making it as p point to n. So this is the meaning of pointer. See, generally in English, if I say pointer or pointing, we have to show some arrow mark, right? So if I show arrow mark only, we can say pointing. Okay, here also pointer meaning pointing. So pointing means I say p is pointing. Where it is pointing? To another variable it is pointing. Here p is pointing to n. So when we write this sentence, p is equals to ampersand n, the meaning of that is p is pointing to n, or in another words, address of variable n is copied into p. Again I will tell you, address of variable n is copied into p, or p is pointing to n. Okay, I hope till here you got it. So now we will see the right side of the image. Okay, when we declare a data variable or a pointer variable, okay, when we declare a data variable or a pointer variable, the address part is assigned by the compiler automatically. So when we do any assignment process, it happens in value part. So as I said, address part we cannot touch it. It is automatically stored by the compiler automatically. Whenever we do any operations with the assignment operator, that is equals to, I said no, p is equals to ampersand n, only we have to consider the value part. Okay, so p points to n means the address of variable n is copied into p, or p is set to point to n. If you say p is set to point to n, meaning address of n is copied into p. Okay, that means only when this type of statement is executed. Simply you cannot say p is point to n just by writing declaration statement. You cannot say. Once you write this statement, then you can say p equal to ampersand. If you write, then you can say address of n is copied into p. Then you can in the tracing part you can mark like this: p arrow mark n. Okay. To declare a pointer variable, symbol star is used as shown below. See, when you consider this example, I just created one variable which is not a pointer variable, just normal variable. Now, if I want to create a pointer variable, say till here, that means till I reach the right side of the image, I have not declared at all. Just simply I am saying p is a pointer variable, p is a pointer variable. But where did I declare? So if here you look at, to declare a pointer variable, symbol star is used as shown below. Int star p. So you have to use the symbol p, sorry star. Then you can say p is a pointer variable. If you remove the star symbol, it becomes normal variable. Only in the declaration part. Again, in the remaining statements, it's different concept. Just to understand here, in the declaration part, if you write a star, it becomes pointer variable. If you don't write a star, it becomes normal variable. Okay, I can say data variable. Okay, so if I write star, pointer variable. If I don't write star, it is a data variable. Star is called as pointer operator or value operator or dereference operator. Three terms are there for this: pointer operator, value operator, dereference operator. Okay, from these names we can call. Okay, now three screenshots you can take so that we'll move to the next thing. Just a minute. So first you take this. Okay, so first you take this screenshot. So next screenshot, it is this image. You take, just to take it. Okay, so next you take this one. Okay, so you take this screenshot. Okay, fine. So next we will move further. Okay. Okay, so syntax to declare a pointer variable. Okay, so data type star variable name. So this is how we declare a pointer variable. So as in the case of normal variable declaration, so it is data type variable. Okay, without star symbol, we were creating the variable. Now if I use the star symbol, it becomes the pointer variable. Okay. So example int star p float star p1 char character, that is star c. So it can be integer type, or it can be floating point type, or it can be character type. Okay, let us consider two variables n and p of type integer. So here I am speaking about the data type. In this previous case, just I have taken the variable, later I have declared the variable. So here I am speaking about a data type. Okay, let us consider two variables n and p of type integer. So n, so data variable or just a variable, p pointer variable. So to declare and to store a value, so let us consider the example int n is equals to 10. See, with respect to variable n, I am calling it as data variable. That means data means value, pointer means address. You just remember these two terms, very very easy. Data means value, pointer means address. So if you look at the statement int n is equals to 10, directly you can store the value here. So 10 is a value, right? Integer constant value. We can just say n is equals to 10. When you come to the p variable, it is a pointer variable. So int star p. You cannot say int star p is equals to 10 or int star p equals to 20, because for p we have to store the address. Okay, for variable p we need to store the address because it is a pointer. So pointer variable always stores the address. So if you want to store the address, we cannot directly give the address value. So in the previous example I said, address part we cannot create our own value in the address. We have to take it from another location, because computer assigns address, compiler will assign address, not we. Okay, so I have taken p is equals to ampersand n, because for n address is already assigned by the compiler. That address only I am taking here. So address of variable n will be copied into p. So directly I am not taking int star p is equals to say 1000 or 15,000 like that. I am taking with the help of another variable. From another variable only I am taking the address, that is p is equals to ampersand n. For variable n, address is already given by the compiler. That address we are considering here. So address of variable n is copied into p. So these things we have discussed in the previous example. So for n, 2 bytes of memory will be there. One extra thing what I have done, the difference between previous example and this one is, in the value part of n I am storing 10, because I have rights. We have rights to touch the value part, but not the address part. So I am storing value 10 in address value part of n. Okay. So in variable n I am storing the value 10. Address is assigned by the compiler automatically. In variable p I am not storing anything. I am copying from variable n. I am not storing anything. That means directly I am not writing p is equals to some value. I am copying from n. What I am copying? Address of n I am copying into p. So that too in the value part, not in the address part. Okay. So I can say p pointing to n. Now see, when I say p is pointing to n, you just concentrate on this. When I say p is pointing to n, p contains information of n. Just understand this concept. P contains information of n. Meaning of that is, if you look at the variable n memory representation, what information we have? Address and value, right? Address we have, value we have. That is the information, right? When I say information of variable means two things, address and value. Okay. So both I can get it from P. When I say P pointing to N, by using variable P only, I can get both. That is address of N and value of N. So again, I will tell you, whenever you store the address of one variable into another variable, that is address of N into P, that is pointer variable. Pointer variable will have the information of data variable. Information in the sense both address and value. So P will be having the information of both, that is address of N and value of N. So N has got two information, that is address and value. P can contain both. So only I am saying P is pointing to N. Okay. When it contains both, how to get it, we will see in these statements. Okay. These statements are very, very important. How to get it? So if you consider only variable N, you are getting the value of variable N. If you consider ampersand N, you are getting the address of variable N. If you consider star P, so this is very, very important. Star indicates pointer. So when I say pointer, this star operator is also called as value operator. You just look at this diagram, last sentence. Star is also called as pointer operator or value operator. So the term value operator is very, very important. I will tell you in the example. Star P, value of variable N. So the meaning of this is, as I said, P contains both information, that is address of N and value of N. If I want to get it value of N by using P, getting it? If I want to get it value of N by using P, then you write star P. If I want to get it address of N by using P, then write P without star. Again, I will tell you, if you want to get value of variable N by using P, write star P. If you want to get address of variable N by using P, then don't write star. So these four statements, what it explains is, if you want to get value of variable N, if you want to get address of variable N by using variable N and by using variable P. That means by using variable N means data variable, by using variable P means pointer variable. So if I want to get the value of variable N by using N only, then just write N. Don't write any star or ampersand, nothing. If you want to get the address of variable N, you write ampersand N. If you want to get it value of variable N by using P, that is pointer, then write star. So only star indicates value operator. You will get the value, actual value of N. If you write star, you will get the actual value of N. So it is called as value operator. And if you write variable P without star or without ampersand, nothing, then it says address of variable N. So these things happens after the declaration. Because in the declaration only you cannot say, if I write int star P, you will get value of N. Because we have not done any process here. After writing variable, after creating variable, you have to do one process. That is P is equals to ampersand. Only when you write this statement, then you can consider these statements. Unless and until you write P is equals to ampersand N, you cannot consider these statements. That is star indicates value. So I can get directly value in the declaration only. No. In the declaration part, you are not getting any value of N. After writing P is equals to ampersand N, then you will get the value of N by using P, that is star P. Okay. So this statement is compulsory. P is equals to ampersand N. Once you write P is equals to ampersand N, then you can do operations. Okay. Again, I will tell you. So in general, I have written in generals here. Data variable without any symbol. These statements are very, very important in case of pointers. Data variable without any symbol, that is either star or ampersand, will get the value of data variable. Data variable with ampersand symbol will get the address of data variable. Pointer variable with star symbol get the value of data variable. Pointer variable without any symbol get the address of data variable. See, in all the cases, we are getting address and value of data variable only. We are considering data variable only by using pointer, that's all. See, value of data variable, address of data variable. Value of data variable, address of data variable. In all the cases, we are considering value and address only. But by using which one, it is very, very important. In the first case, by using data variable only, we are getting value of data variable. In the second case, by using data variable only, we are getting address of data variable. In third case, we are getting value of data variable by using pointer variable. In fourth case, by using we are getting the address of data variable by using pointer variable. Okay. So again, I will tell you, if you write a data variable without any symbol, you will get the value. If you write the data variable with ampersand symbol, you will get the address. If you write pointer variable with star symbol, you will get the value. If you write pointer variable without any symbol, you will get the address. So these are four important things you have to remember whenever we deal with pointers. Now, if I want to display all those things, that is value of variable n, address of variable n, again value of n and address of n. Okay, you have to write like this. That is, say when you want to display value of n, directly you write percent d n ampersand percent d double quotes close comma n. If you want to get the address of n, see for address format specifier is percent p. Okay, symbol is ampersand, but format specifier is percent p. P you have to use for to get the address. Okay, to get the value you write d, decimal integer, indicating decimal integer. If you want to get the address, use percent p. Next, again you are getting value of n by using what? By using p. So you have to write percent d star p. Percent d indicates value, star p indicates value. Okay, address of n by using p again. So percent p indicates address, p indicates address. Okay, so in this way we can display the address and value of variable n by using pointers. Now you can take this screenshot. Okay, so I have taken screenshot, right? I will move on. So after 5 minutes, I think it will end, so that we can, after 5 minutes, when it ends the meeting, we will continue in the next class, because again, if I connect, only 5 minutes will be left. Okay. Okay, so here is the program to demonstrate pointers. We will say one program. Okay, so this is the output. See what I have taken here. So one normal variable int n is equals to 10, int star b. See, actually in my system, which I have downloaded the Turbo C software, without header files it is working, but I will write it here because you may execute in different systems. So just consider this. Okay. So depending on the compiler, it will work. Some compiler will not accept it, so you have to write it the header files. Then you will not get any error. Okay. So stdio.it, cynivo.it. Okay. So int n is equals to 10. So int star p, p is equals to ampersand n. So till here we got it. We got the concept. That is, so here n is a data variable. So till you become perfect, you write like data variable, pointer variable in that way in the comment section. Okay. So here we can consider p as a pointer variable, or just pointer. Enough. It is a pointer. So here this line explains, that is, address of n is copied to p. Okay, fine. These are the comments. Next, see, you look at the printf statements. Clearly have written value of a variable by using variable, nothing but data variable. Wherever I say variable, you just understand data variable. Wherever I say pointer, you just understand pointer variable. Value of a variable by using variable, just you can say n without any symbol. As I said, data variable when used without any symbol displays the value. Address of a variable by using by using variable. Here, whenever you want to use address of a data variable, just write ampersand n. Okay, ampersand data variable. Okay. Value of a variable by using pointer. That means by using pointer variable. Then you have to say star p, because star indicates value. Star indicates value operator it is. Okay. Address of a variable by using pointer. So you have to say just p without any symbol. Okay. So these are the values displayed. See, as I said, address will be displayed in hexadecimal format. So it is when I executed in my system, it displayed FFF4. So I have written here. Same program, if you execute in your program, you may not expect this address. Whatever the address assigned from your computer memory, that is displayed. Like it can be ABCF4, like that, anything. Okay, just you have to execute and see. But it will be in the hexadecimal format. Okay. So value of variable by using variable is 10. Value of variable by using address of variable is FFF4. Value of variable by using pointer is 10. Address of variable by using pointer is FFF4. Address and value both will be same, but by using variable we are displaying, and by using pointer we are displaying. So let us execute this program once. Okay. One second. Okay, so you just see the execution. Okay, so this is the output value of variable by using variable, address of variable by using variable, value of variable by using pointer, value of variable by using pointer. Sorry, address of variable by using pointer. Okay, so in this case, so if you observe, the